Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Water Bearer podcast. So, the hiatus is finally up. So, welcome to the show. We are about to start season 9. But before, I've been going through this whole calendar year and going and doing It's My Season, which is, if this is your first time watching it, it is a mini series that's separate from the weekly episodes where I highlight each sign during their birthday month. So the first Wednesday of every month, we're going through and we're highlighting all of the signs. And this month, we are highlighting Virgo. So this episode is very special, not only because tomorrow kicks off the season premiere of season 9, but this guest, you've heard me say a lot of times on the show, oh, I've known this person 10 years, 20 years, sometimes 25 years. But this person I've known my whole life. So this person trumps everyone in terms of how long I have known her. So it's my mom. So I'm so happy to have her on the show. So I'm going to bring her out here in just a moment. And we are going to go through a couple of preliminary things before I bring her out. So if you're watching this on YouTube, sharing is caring, but subscribing is thriving. So we want the subscribers, and go ahead and hit that subscription button and hit the notification button while you're at it so that you are notified whenever new content drops on the channel. And then you can catch the drip every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whenever you hear me say catch the drip, that basically just means a new episode of the season. So as I mentioned, September 4th, which is tomorrow, that will kick off the season 9 premiere of the podcast. And if you're not already doing so, you can follow me on Instagram at Poetic, and that's spelled P-E-A-U-X-E-T-I-C, or on TikTok, and that's P-E-A-U-X-E-T-I-C number 7. So on TikTok, it's Poetic7, and Instagram, it's just Poetic. And then you can follow my mom on Instagram, and you can follow her there at D Swishy. So it's DESWISHE, and that's all together as one word. Or on Facebook, you can follow her at Debra Harleaux Swisher. So you can follow her. Either one of those platforms is where you can follow her. So as I always do on the show, I mention a famous person of the sign that I have on. So a famous Virgo is, and there's so many famous Virgos, but this one that I'm going to stick with for today's show is Taraji P. Henson. She is a Virgo, in case you all did not know. And for those who are wondering, maybe you're not as astute on the astrology signs and dates, this is the window for Virgo. So if your birthday falls between August 23rd and September 22nd, you are a Virgo. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my favorite Virgo, my mom. Hey.
And my favorite Aquarian.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Bob?
Yeah, you're not only my favorite Aquarian, you're my favorite sign, my favorite man in the whole world, my favorite everything.
Yes. I thank you. I can concur. Definitely my favorite Virgo and woman and person too.
Thank you, my man.
Oh, you're welcome.
All righty. What can I tell you about Virgo?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, for those that don't, I know one thing that I didn't mention in the beginning, you can definitely elaborate on this, is you are a certified medical billing and coding instructor. And for those who don't know, I actually took the course last year and really enjoyed it. It was definitely, it was a rigorous course, but it was a lot of fun too. So I enjoyed it. So I got a chance to sit in as a student myself. So I know you have that, but anything else that you'd like to share with the viewers and the listeners?
Thank you so much. I enjoy my medical billing and coding class. I am an independent contractor, and I do coding, medical billing and coding for anybody and everybody. I have taught physicians, nurses, healthcare officials in any other capacity, and lay people, those that know nothing about medical coding and billing. I've done that for 38 years, and I absolutely love it. I love what I learned from those people, as well as what I try to impart in their lives. And the idea that you can make their lives better or change their financial status, that is something that there's no amount of money that gives you the gratitude and the satisfaction from that.
Mm,
Other than that,
true.
that is what I do. His mom is a picky, tried to be perfectionist Virgo. Birthday is September the 12th,
Yes.
1959. I am 65 years old. God bless. Closely on my way to 66. I enjoy
Yes.
every minute. I have no problem telling you my age and how much. And if you want to know how much I weigh, what my shoe size is, and all that, I'll tell you that too. No problem.
I feel like that's a trait of Virgos too. Most of them that I know, they're pretty straightforward. They may not offer information just right off the bat, but if you ask them, I feel like most times, 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you the truth.
That is so true. And in
Mhm.
my case, you don't even have to ask. You just have to want to know. Mind telling you. You can
Right.
like, I want to know, or I'm curious. I tell my students in my class all the time. On day one, I start out with anything you think you want to know, and that means personal or professional. Ask it.
Right.
I think it helps to clear the cobwebs in your mind. And there's something about when you don't have information, it sends you on the gamut of looking for information. So
Mm-hmm.
if somebody supplies it, you have it. It's no longer a surprise, and it gives you that information right away.
Right.
All right.
Right. I
So,
love that.
thank you.
Okay. Oh, and one thing you didn't mention that I definitely want people to know is you are also an author of your book, Seven Imperial Gemstones of Life. So y'all make sure you go and get that
Let me
book.
show you all
Yes.
7 Imperial Gemstones of Life. Here we are.
Yes. Yes. So make sure you get your copy. There's a lot of life lessons
Yes,
and
yes,
gems and
yes.
all of
It
that in
brings
the book.
about different principles and talks about different principles of life and different things. And again, in a very honest, candid Virgo fashion, we talk about
Yes.
relationships, alliances, family, the act of getting over, knowing how to balance bad things in life. We talk
Mm.
about the Christian example, what that means to most people, and oftentimes it is misconstrued or misunderstood. We talk about building your self image, and then a lot of adjunct perspectives are given as well.
Huh.
But I
I love
think
that.
you would enjoy it. I think you would.
Yes. They
Yes.
will for sure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Okay, so the first question I have for you is hypothetically, let's say you were stuck on an elevator for a short time
Mhm.
and there were people in an elevator and you had to give a 30-second pitch on why you believe Virgo is such a great sign. What would you tell people?
Oh, I would tell them that I'm loyal. I would tell them I'm trustworthy. I would tell
Hmm.
them that you could, that there's integrity and there's a lot of ambition. There's confidence. I would tell them that I'm here to help you, however, whenever I can. And I may not be able to be, everything that you need, but I'm going to give you everything that I can to make it easier for you and to make life better for you. And if there's something I can do while we're stuck on this elevator to help make it better for all of us, count on me to be front and center. I will do just that.
Hmm.
That's what I would tell them.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely Virgo, definitely uh, helpful and very resourceful. I feel like Virgos, they know a lot about a lot of different things. I feel like.
Well, I try, and I'll tell you what I do. If there are things that I don't know anything about, I will not venture out to try to talk about it or to be the expert negotiator or information source. I don't like things that put you in the position to fail or leave you looking like you don't know what you're talking about. So
Hmm.
the best way to be not that person is to not discuss or not to delve into something that you have no information in. Now, things that I consider myself as having information on, like medical terminology, anatomy and physiology, things of that sort. Oh, I'll argue you down to the last minute.
Yeah.
That kind of thing I don't mind. Yes, things that I'm sure of. Relationships, when it comes to relationships with your children, relationships with your spouse, with your significant other, whomever, those kinds of things I have lots of knowledge on. And I feel like, although God has blessed me, and I have one biological child, and I'm honored to be sitting here with him. But this is not about the one child, it's about the many experiences that I've had to have in life to be someone's mother, or to be the leader, or to be the one to take the reins. I'm the oldest child of 5. So it has always been put upon me all of my life. There was a time, and then sometimes now, I do feel like, this responsibility is just too much. And but I don't know how I could act or what I would do if I let go of it. It's all I've known.
Right.
So it's what I do, and it's what I do all the time, because it's just all I know. I believe in the nurturing, the caring, the doing. To me, it's such a self-fulfillment. It's such gratification. And you don't have to hurt someone, belittle someone, or put someone in a negative place in order for you to feel uplifted.
Right.
There is major upliftment in helping someone. Being good in guiding, and being good in directing, and being good. But don't direct and guide in everything, because nobody knows everything. I only try my best to guide in what I know, or those things I've experienced that I know this could be right for you and this may be wrong. Right. And you also, in order to do that, you have to be a good listener. And that's something I've learned over time. I've not always had that. It was always, you need to do this. So at some point, you have to learn. You probably need to hear. You need to, let this soak in and hear what they're going to say to you. So I've had to swallow. And I learned that a lot from life situations, of course. But I had a former pastor who is deceased now, and his name was Sylvester Duckins Jr. This man was extremely smart. And one of the things I loved and admired about him the most was that he spent time listening. Even if he thought you were telling him something that was totally crazy and he didn't want to hear it, he allowed you. Didn't he, Carlos? He allowed you to listen. I mean, to be able to speak, and he listened. And whenever you thought your world was crumbling and you're telling him, he'll say, that's not so bad. Let me tell you a story. End of the story, you were comforted, you were soothed, you felt like there was some renewal to your life. Right. So, yeah, I've learned that that was one of the major things I've learned. I learned so many things from him, but one of the major things I learned from him was just to be a good listener. Yes. So that's what I would say.
I love that. You said a few things that were really interesting. The first one about being a mother figure. And I think sometimes people don't put enough weight on that, because people think, oh, you have to have 10 kids to be this amazing. And that's not it, because like you said, I've watched it with people just growing up, and even now, a lot of people do come to you as that guiding figure or mother figure. So I think that's a good point. It's not necessarily kids that you birthed that equals motherhood.
And I think that comes from not so much of what they hear you say, or what you're trying to convey in your words. I think the life you live, what you show people, what they see, the integrity they see, if they see a certain level of class, they don't see certain things. He laughs at me all the time, Carlos does, and I can say to you all, you can count on, be it a private party a personal, a public party, an outing, you will never, ever, ever in your life see me twerking. I
Oh,
don't care who does it. I don't care how popular it is. I don't care. That to me is just, it puts you in another level. And it's a level that I don't care to waddle in. So there are certain things I will never wear. You have to know your body shape and wear those things that are complementary, not those things that put you in another level. You have to know those things that you can say, things that you cannot say, public or private. There are certain words I don't like used in reference to me or me using them. So there are certain words that I will never use even in my home, in my private life. So
mm,
I think people look at not just what you say or hear, they watch your life, they watch how you live, they watch the example you set forth. And that is something that will either make them run to you and want to know, or in some cases, and I've got some very recent cases where it makes people jealous because they
oh,
want to be like you, they want to have what you have. And my gift is not your gift.
right, right.
My,
Everybody has their thing.
and my gift is not yours. So instead of being jealous or upset about my gift, allow my gift to enhance yours or us to complement each other.
Right.
Yes,
Hmm.
not be, it's not a competition, it's not a whatever. Yours is yours and mine is mine.
Yeah, that's true because I think Virgo too, they have a gift of, as you mentioned earlier, they can be very caring and thoughtful and nurturing. But unlike, I'm trying to think of another sign, uh, maybe like Pisces or Cancer. I feel like Pisces and Cancer, they're very mothering and nurturing, especially Cancer, in my opinion. And they kind of get in the trenches of the emotion with you.
Hmm, hmm.
Whereas to me, a Virgo doesn't do that. Like they're gonna say, "All right, we cried about it for a couple of days, but what are we gonna do now?"
Absolutely. Absolutely the truth. Yes.
Yeah,
Cannot waddle forever.
yeah,
They can have our pity party, but cut it short.
right, right. And I think that's a gift because
Oh,
everybody can't do that.
Frankie. Yeah,
Hmm.
because the pity party, at some point, you have to have some action. Something
Hmm.
has to happen. What are we going to do?
Right.
How are we going to resolve it, or how are we going to handle it? Back in the old days, I know I'm going to go on and date myself, and I have no problem doing that. At 65 years of old, there was this man, and for you older people, you'll understand. Younger people probably will, huh? Or whatever. There was a musical artist that his name is Jerry Butler. He made a very famous song that said, "Only the strong survive."
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people feel that because I'm still here and I'm still living and that I'm surviving. No, no, no. Surviving is one thing, thriving is another.
Hmm.
And so, in order to be your best at surviving, or in order to be some things you have to, yes, you cry about it. Yes, it feels bad. Yes, you don't like it, but you have to dust your butt off, get up, and say, now, what am I going to do? How am I going to right this situation or avert the situation or take a different direction? And
Hmm.
those are not easy decisions to make always. Those decisions require you to sometimes lose friendships, lose loved ones, distance yourself from something that you care about or someone that you care about. But if they're not helping you pull the wagon up, they're definitely helping you bring it down.
Mm.
So
I love
don't
that.
waste time. You have to make decisions and say, okay,
Right.
we
Huh.
accept what it is. And you can't do that if you can't see things truly. You have to do things. It has to be face value. You have to see what's going on, not what you want to see, but you have to see what it is. I
Right.
say to many, many people oftentimes, it's not about me. It's not about the people listening. It's about late at night in the darkness and the solitude of your room. When you put your head on your pillow, and it's something that I practiced all my life. I practice this. Be true to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. You don't owe me your truth. You don't owe another human your truth per se. There are some
Hmm.
that you
That's
do,
true.
but most of us, we don't. But if you don't tell yourself the truth, you'll never be able to deal and get out of the problem of round robin, circling the wagon, doing the same old thing over and over again. You have to tell yourself the truth so that you can realize this is my truth and what am I going to do about it?
Right.
Yes.
Huh. I love that. I love that. Okay. Okay. So speaking of hard times and people that will stick beside you or maybe fall off the wagon, this segment is called Ride or Die or Say Bye Bye.
Okay.
So,
Oh, wow.
so if you had to pick, do you have a zodiac sign that you would say, and it's even if there's more than one on either spectrum, that's fine. A sign or signs that you would say are your ride or die. And then on the flip side of that, which zodiac signs would you say, or just a sign, would you say bye bye to?
Okay. Good for me. I can do this. Ride or die would be Taurus and Capricorn.
Your fellow earth signs.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, all three of y'all are earth signs. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my best girlfriends from way back when and from always, and one that died earlier this year. We had been friends forever and a day. She was Capricorn.
Yeah, she was hilarious too.
She was hilarious, wasn't she? It was something else. Ellie Acuna. Yes. We do miss her. But my best friends are Capricorns or Tauruses. My best conversations, my best get-alongs, my best confidential interactions have always been with Capricorns and Tauruses. Always. My father-in-law, it's Isaiah, we called him Bo.
Right.
Capricorn. Oh my God. I just, it was always good times and good, honest forthcoming with Capricorns and Taurus. My best girlfriend right now, forever and a day, has been forever and a day. Although there are times I'm sure we could strangle each other, but
yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I can see that. And I feel like those three signs, probably out of the whole zodiac, are the most direct and no nonsense.
Yes.
I would say Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So I can see how those would be your ride or dies.
Okay, now for the bye-byes, I really can't think of anybody that I could say I really, because I like variety. I like the spice. I like the different people and the different interactions. So I like that. But I would probably say the least likely ones would be, maybe Aries.
Okay.
Or Gemini. Yeah.
Okay. And why those two, would you say?
Aries are very self-absorbed. And they have a hard time. My mother was an Aries, so I get
that. I'm going through it in my mind, all the Aries I know, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true.
And I love my mother, so we have no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And my mother thought the world. She thought the world of Carlos. Oh, my God. Oh, he hung the stars, the moon, and everything else. It was only her only grandchild for 15 years. So she was really but very self-absorbed. So oftentimes we were on opposite ends of the spectrum while I was trying to say, let's do more to help those other people. And my mother was more like, oh, honey, we don't have time for that. Let's just go on and see what we can do for us.
Right.
So it was a constant thing of, and when they tell you stuff, it's usually coming from just their thought process, this narrow window. And this narrow window is just all that you get. It doesn't come from a broad spectrum. Whereas I feel that a lot of minds come from a broader spectrum. I can look and see, this is why this works for you, but it doesn't work for her.
Right.
But they're like, oh, no, 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 this is how it should be. And everything that they're saying is basically coming from their life's experiences, their whatevers, and not much consideration for outside stuff. Gemini, because I have a time with the up and down. The up and down doesn't work so well for me. Sometimes.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
I have time with the up and down. Sometimes I'm very the up and down. Just
I can see that. Yeah, because they with them, and I tend to click pretty well with Geminis, but I can also understand that too, because you don't really ever know what kind of mood you're going to get.
Right, where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're coming from. They're real good at, this is nice and this is great. Then they hop away from you and they're over here, and then this is nice and this, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
But I really can't say anybody that I could say, because I have a very good friend that's a Gemini. I have another very close person, a family member that's an Aries. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that that's totally the case, but I can say that if I had to pick overall, those would be my bye-byes.
Bye-byes. Okay.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
That would be those.
Okay. And so when it comes to birthday gifts, and this one is pretty interesting, the answers that I get for this one. This is called Thank You and then Not So Much. So what would you say has been your best birthday gift, or one of the best birthday gifts that you've ever received? You don't have to tell the gift giver if you don't want to.
Okay.
And then what is one of the worst birthday gifts that you've ever received?
One of the best birthday gifts that I'd ever received, which I think the rest of the world would probably think is strange. I don't know, but it was something that I thought was most helpful. It was from my best male friend. It was a subscription to or enrollment in AAA.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I thought that was so thoughtful because of something that I had gone through prior to that birthday. Mm-hmm. And this person remembered that and wanted to make sure that I had that covered. Yes. And I don't have a time, but his name was Prentice Slaughter. That's Prentice Slaughter III. Yeah. I was so impressed with that gift.
His subscription helped me during that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And then he tells me now, he said, you're only one of the few people that still uphold that subscription and you still keep it year after year. You still keep it and you still pay for it. I said, oh my God, yes. So I thought that even though it was an unlikely gift, when you think of a gift, it was, jewelry. I've gotten that from many of my loved ones, including you and others, mm-hmm. and different types of things. Money is always the best gift ever. I don't know how anybody could do anything other than the money. You can do anything you want to do with it.
Right.
So it's not someone, but when people give me gifts and then what I don't like is if you give me a gift and tell me when to use it, how to use it, and what to do with it. Oh, I don't like that. I would rather you keep it. Mm-hmm. I had a friend once that gave me a fan, and they told me where to put it, what to do, and what to, And so I thought, okay, I have something that you can do with your fan.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I would like those types of gifts either.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love homemade gifts. I love things that are wonderful. I love gifts that are thoughtful. And I have a gift right now that I'm absolutely cherishing. There were these little kids. Their grandmother lives here in our complex, and they would come and visit us. And the little kids would tell their grandmother, "We have to go see Miss Debra. We have to go see. Oh, please." So she would bring them over, and they would bring me little gifts that they had made themselves, little homemade gifts. and little things that I just really, really, oh my God. And I thought it was so cute. And they would just come and they would sing a song to do stuff. And then we learned tragically just a few months ago that this one of the children passed away along with his mother, who is my neighbor's daughter, and his father and his newborn. Oh no, well, he was only like a year and a half, his baby brother. So the only person that was the survivor was the child, the daughter of this family of 5 people. So that was very, very, and so I've cherished the gifts prior to that. But for right now, the gifts that I've gotten from Donna Anderson's grandchildren and stuff, there's no price that I'd ever give for those little homemade gifts because they mean so much more now to me.
Right.
So much more. And
I can see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So those kind of gifts I love when people take the time, they make something and they create something, and it's especially for you. I had a student once that gave me a gift, and she gave me a great big beach towel. I still have it. Big, huge, kind of a beige off yellow kind of towel, and she had my name engraved on it, and the font was very, very pretty, and it says Debra on the towel. That you have to take some time. I had another student that gave me, back in the old days when the CDs were popular, she gave me a group of CDs after sitting in class and having asked me, who are your favorite authors, your favorite singers? So she gave me a group of CDs that had my favorite people in it. There was Van Ross, and there was Teddy Pendergrass and Aretha Franklin, and she gave me a lot of that. So those kinds of gifts to me mean a lot because it tells me that you didn't just go pick it up. You thought about it, and it meant something to you to do something because you thought about it. You gave it some credence. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know that I should call it credence, but
well, yeah, no, it makes sense to me. Yeah.
I don't know that sounds warped, but validity. It was, to me, it meant so much more than you went and said, oh, look, this was a really pretty vase, and I thought of you.
Right. That you could just pick up at the store, right?
Because if you're like me, you got Bath and Body Works stuff at your house, and you just kind of keep it. And when the birthday rolls around, you say, "Oh, this will fit Carlos, and this will fit Ron, and this will go good for Cedric, and da 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 da." So that's probably why, when it comes to birthdays or holidays or any type of gift, I'm not probably the best gift giver. I'm not a big gift giver when it comes to holidays and birthdays. So. I'm going to tell you why. I give gifts all year. I give gifts when there's no special occasion. I give gifts when there's no reason to give you a gift other than I love you. I'm thinking about you today. So when the holiday comes that says, here's the gift giving time, I'm thinking, I already did that. My best holiday time to me is always the camaraderie of the people I love. My best holiday is a wonderful, peaceful time sharing and being together with the people I love. That to me is the best gift ever.
Right.
Yes. It'll always last. It'll always stay with you. When they're gone, when they've shut their eyes and they've crossed over and transitioned, you'll always have that to look back and say, I remember when. I certainly did enjoy that. Oh, yes, indeed. It gives you peace. It gives you soul. It does something. And it's a gift that'll keep on giving.
That's true. You're more than just something tangible. That's
exactly right. That's right. That's right. More than something tangible.
I can see that.
Yes.
Huh.
All right.
Well, so you kind of alluded to this already, but this one is called It's My Season Playlist. So if you had to pick 5 songs that you feel really embody a Virgo, if you were making like a Virgo playlist, what 5 songs would you include in that list?
Oh, wow. Well, that stuff that I told you, that was from my yesteryear. Now I started because of this one song on my way traveling one time that I heard. I loved it so much. It took me a year to figure out who it was and what. So now I would have to say it has a country twist, and it has a lot of country stuff with it. And so I have this one friend, phenomenal friend. I don't know how he does it, Victor Vincent. And he finds these tunes and he gives them to me and he lets me listen. 9 out of 10 of those tunes that he's going to introduce me to, I absolutely love them. I'm just like, wow. So, okay. There was a tune, and I can't tell you who it was by because I'm not good at that yet. But there's a tune called Colorblind.
Okay.
Oh my God. I absolutely love it.
And it's a country song?
It's a country song. And maybe I should try to look it up.
Now. Is it, well, not counting crows? That's the first one that popped up.
Okay, I'll be looking up quickly and I can tell you. Oh, it's by the Marine rapper and Chris somebody and something. Oh, okay. Never mind that. Never mind that. But it says something about Marine rapper Chris.
Oh, Chris Darlington and King Bullethead.
And see, I'm not good at who does what. So that's why I'm like, when it comes to who does what, Miss Thing is the failure. She doesn't know the different, different stuff. But that would have to be one. Another one would have to be Tina Turner. What's Love Got to Do with it? Okay. Let's see. Oh, another one would have to be another country song. And this is the one that started me with this whole country thing. And it's a song by Blake Shelton called The Guy with the Girl.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Absolutely love that, And then there's another one that I was introduced to by Victor Vincent. And it was called You Don't See the War.
Huh.
And it talks about the war that goes on inside a person's head mentally.
Oh.
The face is shrouded, of course, or covered, but there's a war that you can't fix on the inside. Oh my God, yes, those are some of the things that I would definitely say those. And I think you asked me that. I gave you 3. Did you ask me for more? You said 5.
5, right.
Okie dokie. I would say that a song by Johnny Gill called Soul of a Woman.
Oh, yeah. I remember that song.
I love that. And then there's another one by, it's old, but I love her, by Marla Hicks, and it's called Never Been in Love Before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so those would be, and isn't that weird that I gave you all of that and I didn't say Luther Vandross?
I was surprised. I was shocked that he wasn't on the list.
But in life, things change, things evolve, and God knows I still love Luther Vandross.
Right.
Yeah, so amazing. I love Luther Vandross.
I like that one a lot.
I love Luther. But if I had to do music, I think I could go on and on because now I have these different genres. I have the playlist that keeps me awake if I'm driving too long, and I need to, it starts out with the wobble or whatever. And then I have the gospel list that says, you need some revamping here, sweets. And then I have the country list that is now my favorite. That's my favorite thing. Most of the time now, 8 times out of 10, I'm going to play my country playlist. And it has so many great country tunes, and I love this country western stuff. And I'm listening to that a whole lot. And then I have this other one that I consider like R&B soul. And then I have another one that's kind of R&B oldies. And so, and I've learned from yours truly how to have a wider variety of genres when it comes to I've learned that, yours truly. I remember, and my first education to that was when you told me one day, you said, Mom, there's this lady and I love her and you just got to check her out. And her name is Pink. I said,
Oh yeah, I
Pink?
still love Pink. Yeah.
What is Pink? I'm thinking, oh, aren't we still on TLC here? What are we doing? Who's Pink? So when I checked her out, I loved it.
Hmm.
I wasn't so excited about any Patti LaBelle concerts or any things like that. I just kind of thought,
Oh,
yeah.
really? Even like in her heyday, not
I
so
was
much.
never, she was never one of my number one fans, but
Mm.
she's always Ronnie's fan. My
Oh
husband
yeah, he
Ronnie
does
is
love her.
Ronnie's first. So Ronnie wanted to go to a concert that involved Patti LaBelle. It was, Patti LaBelle. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
Wow.
So you see how you have to be open, you have to be willing, you have to listen. You can't
Hmm.
be just, focused on what you know and all, because it limits you and it actually thwarts your growth. I think it keeps you from enjoying all the flowers in the garden.
Right. That's true.
You're stuck on the blue
Stick to
bunches.
one thing.
There's a whole bunch of flowers over here.
That's true. I can see that.
Yes, that was one of my best. Oh, that concert. Oh, it was really good. It changed my whole outlook.
Wow.
Mhm.
I've heard that. I've never been to one of her shows, but I've heard that she puts on a really
It
good
was
show.
phenomenal. It was
Wow.
phenomenal. Hmm.
Wow.
Ronnie's oldest brother, Vernus, who is now deceased, went to the concert too. And I think they just happened to. We weren't going together. So he and his wife happened to be somewhere real close to where we were, a little bit behind
Oh,
us.
I don't think I knew that.
And then at that concert, when I saw him stand up and clap and cheer, and I
Oh,
know,
that's huge for him. Yeah.
that's a huge thing. I knew
Yeah.
then, I thought, oh my God, yes,
Yes,
indeed.
it must be great.
For you all listening that don't know, my husband's oldest brother was a preacher and a very devout preacher. And he was very, just you talk about the epitome of integrity and
Virgo too.
steward, a Virgo. That's exactly right.
Hmm.
And just, everything that you could think of that was just right and upright and stellar and righteous. He was that. So that was
Hmm.
not bad. And we're not saying that's of course that's a good thing. But to see a man like that just kind of lose it and stand up and start shouting, and oh my God. Yeah. So that was really good. She did that. And by the
Wow.
way, my husband is also a Virgo,
Virgo. Uh-huh.
September 6th, and he had a twin brother who was long since been deceased now for 9 years, right at 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, of course, Virgo. My husband's mother was Virgo.
Virgo. Yeah.
Yes, and his father was a Capricorn. So me
Yeah.
and those Swishers, we just kind of made it wonderfully well.
Yeah, I always I joke with some of my friends, and I don't know if there's any science to back this up, but I feel like if there were two signs that are the most popular in terms of numbers or how many people of this sign exist, I would say Virgos and Cancers. I know a ton of both of those people.
You do, don't you? And I
Uh-huh.
know you know Virgos. I know one or two Cancers that you may know, but the Virgos, you are inundated with them.
Yes. Yeah.
You're just inundated. There's no escaping for you. It is what it is.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Okay. And so I guess in closing, what is there anything that you would give as parting words to anyone that maybe wants to get to know a Virgo, impress a Virgo, or even maybe communicate with them better?
Oh yes. Be for real.
Oh, yeah, that sums it up. Yeah.
So be for real.
Yeah.
Want that? Just be for real.
Uh-huh.
I can't. You don't get to know if somebody's real or not initially, but in due season, you do know. And once I discover that, count on me. I'm going to act like an eel. I'm going to slide on away from you.
Mm. If they're not
If
a
they're not
real
real,
person.
if
Uh-huh.
they're not real, I'm going to move myself.
Hmm.
I don't want to waste that time with them because I'm going to be real with you, and
Right.
I'm going to give you everything that I know of the good, bad, and the ugly. And there are times that we will fight, we will disagree, we won't, but be real.
Mm.
Be real. And that
I
would be
love
it.
that.
Thank
Huh.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I've told people, I think sometimes this has a lot to do with because there's so many things in astrology more than just I guess what they call the sun sign,
Right.
which most people
Right.
know, like the day you were born and all that.
Yes.
Because I've had some people tell me when I send them the notes for the podcast, they'll say, I've had a few people tell me this. They'll say, your notes are not like an Aquarius. It's kind of more so like a Virgo. And I said, well, it probably makes sense because I grew up with,
Virgo,
Virgos raised me.
Virgo conditioned.
So I think some of some of our personality traits, I feel like it's based on your environment too, where it rubs
Oh,
off
I would totally
on
agree.
those
I
people.
cannot tell you how many people, and my girlfriend that I love so that passed away this year, she would always say to me, because she was so into astrological concepts and signs and numerologies, and she would always say, Deborah Jean, you have a Leo rising. There's a Leo rising. You're such a Leo. You may be a Virgo, but you're a Leo. There's a Leo rising. So this is why when I usually encounter Leos, and Leos are very boisterous and they're loud and they're this and they're that. And for me, I just go, whatever. I'm used to that. It reminds
Right.
me, the analogy for that would be in the forest, the lion raises his head or, or her, whatever, and they roar and they make so much noise and all the birds fly away and all the little animals. And everybody just runs because the lion goes, "Roar." So everything takes off. And if you look back at the lion, when everything has cleared the air and left, he puts his head back down and goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He's not actually chasing all those things that ran away.
Yeah.
And even if he chased them, I'd probably be the little one that stopped and said, he's not chasing them. He's just clearing the air and making the noise.
Uh-huh.
And that keeps most things away from you. It will keep most things off of you, and it will work. But for me, the noise is an adrenaline pump. I grew up with that.
Right. Yeah. So it's not something that was scary.
Noise, that to me is like, okay, girly, or Mr. or whomever.
Right. And that's interesting too that Ellie told you that you have a Leo rising.
I didn't know how true or untrue because I'm not, I'm not that knowledgeable on that subject. But Ellie would always say, I'm telling you, Debra Jean, you have a Leo rising. You have a Leo.
And that's really funny because I have a Leo rising too.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I researched it.
Man, I didn't know that it meant she knew. I just said, okay, she's better at this than I am. Okay, whatever you say, girl. That was always her thing. So I said, okay.
Right. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Mama, for joining and being on today for this episode of It's My Season. So I've really, really enjoyed it. And I think people will get a really great insight into the mind of a Virgo and what makes them tick by watching this.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Of course.
I'm so honored, and I'm so pleased, and I'm so happy to have been able to do this.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really grateful. I certainly do appreciate you. And more so, I love you.
I love you too.
I certainly do. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, honey.
All right. And thanks everybody for watching too and tuning in. Really appreciate you. And again, the season premiere of the podcast is dropping tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But if you don't get to catch this episode, or if you maybe you're hopping in the middle or towards the end, it will be up on the YouTube channel as well. So you can go back and watch it in its entirety.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
I feel honored. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.